Want a neat and tidy way to finish off the edge of your crochet project or blanket? Hi, I'm Corrina Ferguson, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work the spike stitch edging or blanket stitch. So I'm going to show you how to do the spike stitch. It's also sometimes called the blanket edging stitch, and all it is single crochet. And when we do the single crochets for the spikes, we're just going into a different place than the actual stitch. You can see here I've worked down a couple of rows into the actual work. Over here I've worked down over a couple of stitches into the actual work to make the single crochet, but it's all single crochet and it's really fun to do. So let's learn how to do the spike stitch. So I've already started some spike stitching here and I'm going to continue it. I have mine in a contrasting color, which I think is really pretty and kind of mimics the blanket stitch that you would see when you're finishing blankets, but you can also do it in the same color that you started with. The thing that you kind of need to decide on your spike stitch is how deep you want the spike to go. You can make it as deep as you want, just keeping in mind that those strands are long and can get caught. So what I'm doing for this version is I'm doing a spike stitch every third stitch. So I'm single crochet, spike, single crochet, spike. So I've already turned the corner here and I've done 2 single crochets, so I'm ready to work the spike stitch. So instead of inserting my hook into the next stitch, I'm going to go to the same point that I did here. So what I've done here is I've kind of gone to this point in between the stitches. So I want to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to insert my hook into that point and I'm going to pull through a loop. And then you want to make sure that you have enough room to stretch that stitch out. You don't want that stitch super tight there because then it'll distort the fabric. So I kind of even that stitch out a little bit. Then I yarn over and I pull through both stitches just like if I were doing a single crochet, and that's my spike. So let's do a couple more single crochets so I can show you the spike again. Again, I just want to make sure that my spikes are a consistent length. You can make them different lengths if you want to do it for a decorative reason, but I want to make them all the same. So I'm going to take my hook, insert into that same space, which I've chosen, which is this hole here. Yarn over and pull through, stretch it out a little bit so that it's the right height of strand for how long the spike is. Yarn over and pull through both just like a single crochet. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to work this spike stitch all the way down the edge of this work. Again, going into the same spot, pulling through the loop, stretching it out a little bit. Don't want it to be too tight, pulling through just like a single crochet. And basically the spike stitch itself is just an elongated single crochet because you're doing all the same movements. You're just going into a different place than the top of the stitch. So one more here. And when we get to turn the corner on this one, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and turn the corner in single crochet. And to do that, sometimes they'll tell you to do 3 single crochets in the corner. I usually only do 2 because I find 3 just seems to be too much, but you can kind of play it by ear. So I'm just going to add 2 single crochets in the corner here. And then I'm going to do 1 more single crochet into the edge before, actually I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do 2 more single crochets into the edge before I do my next spike. And I'm going to choose how long my spike is, kind of base it on what I did over here. So I'm going to go into this space, I'm going to grab my spike, work the single crochet. Go 2 more. And then we're going to work the spike all the way along the edge and we're going to keep it consistent. Make it look nice. Make sure we stretch it out a little bit. On the sides, it can tend to be a little easier to pull it tight than it is on the actual, the regular top and bottom edges of your crochet piece. This is all worked in single crochet, but you can work this spike edging on anything. You just have to kind of be consistent with making sure that your spikes are not too long or too short. We're going to do 1 more spike on this side, and then we're going to finish off the corner. So going into this same spot, making sure the yarn is stretched out, pulling through just like a single crochet, and then I'm just going to single crochet here to the corner and do a couple here in the corner. Oops. And go into the same spot that I went into before. Do a couple here, and then I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning of this to finish off, going all the way around and working my spike stitch all the way around my crocheted piece. Thank you so much for joining me to learn how to work the spike stitch. Check out our website for more great videos.